Today's episode is brought to you by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Calling all foodies, Bush's is hiring. Are you passionate about food, looking for growth, development, and excellent wages? Come grow with Bush's and apply online at bush's.com/join our team. That's Bush's, BUSCHS.com/join our team.
From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Emma Stein with today's Free Press Voice Briefing. It's Wednesday, November 2nd, 2022.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Kristen Shamus. Hundreds of Michigan children are hospitalized amid a wave of cases of respiratory syncytial virus, better known as RSV. The common virus causes mild cold-like symptoms in most people, but for infants and elderly people, it can cause wheezing and difficulty breathing, along with dehydration. Doctors say the rapid rise in hospitalizations from RSV over the last few weeks is putting a strain on capacity. Hospitalizations are up 567% in the last month at Corewell Health East, which is the new name for Beaumont Health. And in Grand Rapids, at Corewell Health Helen DeVos Children's Hospital, demand for pediatric beds driven by kids with RSV is up 385%. Doctors say that like all respiratory viruses, RSV is preventable. They urge frequent hand washing, staying home when you're sick, and if you have an infant at home, minimize contact with others. Getting a flu shot and being up to date on COVID-19 vaccines also will help reduce the strain on the medical system as it tries to care for patients with respiratory viruses this fall and winter.
This is Lily Altavina with the Detroit Free Press. My colleague Dave Boucher and I have been investigating restraint and seclusion in schools for over a year. Seclusion is when an educator isolates a student alone in a room, while restraint is when a student is forcibly restrained. Typically, students are in crisis when they're restrained and secluded, and under state law, educators can only restrain or seclude students when there's an emergency, which is when students are a threat to themselves or others. According to state data, students in Michigan have been restrained and secluded in Michigan nearly 94,000 times over the past 5 school years. After these incidents, educators are required to fill out a document outlining why they restrained or secluded a student. Dave and I requested these public records for 2 school years from more than 3 dozen school districts, and most of them want to charge us a fee before giving us the record, sometimes as much as $19,000 in the case of one district. In all, we've received $85,000 in invoices.
This is J.C. Reindl with the Detroit Free Press. The new Amazon Fulfillment Center at the Old State Fairgrounds in Detroit won't be opening this year. The giant warehouse was originally supposed to open this summer to be fully ready for holiday package season. It is supposed to employ at least 1,200 people and possibly more. Detroit's mayor has been very excited. But this week, Amazon confirmed the center won't be launching until 2023. The retail giant didn't give any reason for the delay. Amazon has been experiencing slower sales growth recently and slowing down or outright canceling some of its planned warehouses. Those include a few Michigan projects, including some in Washtenaw County and others up near Lansing.
I'm Kirkland Crawford with the Free Press Sports Department, recapping what the Lions did on Tuesday's NFL trade deadline. If nothing else, they re-cemented the idea they're in the midst of a rebuild, trading tight end TJ Hockenson to the Minnesota Vikings for a couple of draft pick swaps. The Lions get an additional second-round pick out of the deal and currently have 4 of the first 64 picks in next year's draft. And with only 1 win halfway through this season, they definitely need it. But the cost is Hockenson, arguably one of the more talented draft picks of the previous Lions regime. Hockenson tops this year's squad in receiving yards and has 1 more year left on his rookie contract. Certainly the rest of the Lions offense is young, with the likes of DeAndre Swift, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Penei Sewell. But now the focus shifts to if they'll be drafting a quarterback next spring to get even younger.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. I'll see you tomorrow.